YouTube? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching Nobodies. Show two guys talk about nothing. And I'm Dave. This is Brian.
Hello, everyone.
And topic today is ISIS. Evil ISIS. Terrible ISIS. Beheading everybody. Getting up in our kitchens in the hizzle. Yo.
Yeah, we shouldn't joke that much about it because it is a serious topic, but
It is serious. I'm sorry.
We gotta laugh at some point because it's so freaking depressing. Because one of the things that gets me the most is I don't know what to do. I'm usually so sure on a lot of opinions I hold. On this one, I'm not sure what to do. I mean, it's like if we attack, is it really going to solve anything? Are we just going to waste money? Is another one just going to replace them if we win? Or we don't do anything and all the, paranoid people saying, oh my god, they're the next Al-Qaeda, we're going to have another 9/11. What if they're right? We don't do anything and then we get attacked and then we feel like crap. I mean, it's just like, darned if we don't and darned if we do.
It is. It's a catch-22.
It really is. So, I guess we have a happy, I don't want to say happy, but a fine medium right now where, we're not going in there like we did with Iraq or Afghanistan, but we are still fighting them. But the thing that gets me the most is, come on, does anyone out there seriously think arming the moderate Syrian rebels is going to solve anything?
Well, okay, here's my opinion on it. Okay. The goal, the State Department had, Hillary, and even Barack Obama, with Libya and, there were a bunch of other countries, I can't think of them now, but like Libya is a perfect example. They wanted to get rid of Gaddafi, so they got rid of him. They armed moderate rebels. I think Egypt was the other one, and they got him out. Well, with Syria, they wanted to do that too, only all the weapons and money and stuff that we gave them ended up in the hands of ISIS. So when you look at what they're doing now, they're bombing ISIS, and they're arming the moderate rebels. I think what they're trying to do is still overthrow Assad and yet clean up their mess that they made with ISIS.
Two birds with one stone.
Exactly. And I don't think it's going to work. Because the strategy is you arm these moderate rebels, and at the same time you're bombing ISIS, who works with these moderate rebels to overthrow Assad. So it's kind of like you're compensating. You're like, hey moderate rebels, we're sorry we killed your allies, sad face, hashtag my bad, have some weapons. And it's like, but the moderates give ISIS weapons, they give them funding. I mean, they work together to overthrow Assad. So you can't do that.
And let's just be real here. Even if they weren't working with ISIS, if the moderate rebels are really going to democratize the country, that's their goal, they don't have the manpower to defeat both Assad and ISIS, and their main priority is Assad.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they were to attack ISIS, you really think they're going to beat ISIS? I mean, just like what the heck happened with Iraq. We trained those people, we gave them weapons, and then they just fled.
Well, and that's the thing, is like we armed these Syrian rebels, and then it turned into ISIS, and then they turned around and went into Iraq, blew the heck out of them, and then took more of our weapons, and then boom, then you have a problem. It's just like, we should just stop. I mean, I agree with you, it's such a sticky situation, but at the very least, we just need to back off and just stop. And maybe at least think for a little bit, think this strategy through.
Yeah, because we don't have a strategy.
Just a hair, a little bit more.
The only strategy we have right here is pretty much all our politicians trying to save face on how bad everything is.
And that's what it is. I really think that's because arming the rebels while bombing ISIS, it totally looks like a face-saving maneuver. It's like, hey, we screwed up. We're going to bomb ISIS. But we still want to topple Assad, so here you go, moderates. I mean, it's embarrassing.
It is. And don't get me wrong, I'm not an Obama basher, but just take a look at his behavior when this whole thing was going on. First he dismisses ISIS and like, oh my god, they're not a big deal. Then thing hits the fan, and then he's getting so hammered that he feels like he's got to compensate for something to save face. And that's where he has a Nobel Peace Prize. He likes being the guy that pulled us out of Iraq, so he doesn't want to send in military force. So the next best thing is arming the Syrian rebels. At least it makes him look like he's doing something. But no one seriously thinks that's going to help. And what scares me the most is the fact that maybe this is all intentional. I don't want to seem conspiratorial here, but hear me out.
Conspiracies! Blast you, sir.
So we arm all the rebels. They fail. Then all of a sudden, the politicians, I don't even know if Obama might still be around, or I don't know how long it's going to take. But then they say, okay, we tried arming the rebels. That didn't work. ISIS is a super threat. We got to go in. And then we have Iraq take 2.
Well, I mean, to be honest, that's quite a fair assessment, because when you look at, like I said earlier when we were talking about Vietnam, that's how that happened. And
exactly how it happened.
And what was there? There have been a couple. I can't think of any. So we'll just use Vietnam. You go in, you have advisors, humanitarian people, and then those people get attacked, and then, that's pretext, we gotta go in, send in the troops, and then next thing you know, you got a full-blown war. And actually, bringing it back to Vietnam, I don't know if this is a tangent or not, but think about it. We've been there almost over a decade?
Yeah.
Remember when we first started? It wasn't, it was supposed to be quick action and combat, and it wasn't going to be a Vietnam, and now it is. And then ISIS, and now they're in Iraq. I mean, can we just stop? Like, please, can we just stop and go home? I'm tired of watching it on the news.
So am I. But I remember we were talking about this a little while back, and I still think had a point on saying, we kind of destabilized the entire region, so the fact that everything's hanging on the fan right now is kind of our fault, so is that our responsibility to fix it? But then again, can we really fix it? Every time we try to fix something in the Middle East, has it really worked?
No.
It makes things bad to worse every single time.
Well, I mean, okay, when you let's take it back to the Cold War with Russia. We armed the Taliban, the Mujahideen, I'm butchering it, but the fighters, and to beat out the communists in Afghanistan, which worked. Well, now you have all these radicals with weapons in the desert. What are they gonna do? Fund terrorism! It's like, I mean, like you said, every time we get involved there, it just messes it up. So let's just not be there. I mean, they're saying that they're making us safe over here by bombing them over there, but when have we been attacked? I mean, are we really in danger, I guess, is the question I'm posing.
I'm a little worried because they're getting a lot of money with all the oil they've pretty much stolen. It's like $3 million a day from everyone that's buying oil from them. I mean...
Yeah, currently, but if we hadn't gone in there and poked the hornet's nest...
Well, yes, but I mean, hindsight's 20/20. We have to deal with the situation as it is right now.
Captain Hindsight! You shouldn't have given them all that money and weapons! Go away!
Yeah, but the situation is what it is right now, so that's what we have to address. And as it stands, I do think it is possible that they are a threat. I mean, no one really saw 9/11 coming, is kind of what I'm trying to say. So it is possible they could do that.
I'm not going to say anything.
People in the intelligence community knew it, but...
Okay, moving on. Conspiracies.
We're not going to talk about
No,
that.
we're not. We're not.
So, your thing is just pull out, forget about it?
Honestly, yeah. I don't see any good coming of this. We could bomb ISIS, but in the grand scheme of things, what are we going to do? I mean, what's that going to do? They're just going to regroup. I mean, there's going to be civilian casualties. There always is, and it pisses people off and makes good propaganda for the bad guys.
Yeah.
I mean, drone strikes in Yemen, weddings and stuff like that, and it just serves a terrorist cause. So I really don't see any good coming from this. I mean, I get the short term, like, yay, bad guys are gone, but I just don't see long term how this is going to be beneficial.
Well, the long-term benefit is, of course, the million-dollar question. Are they really a threat? Because there's no way, yes or no, you can prove that. Because I do think the possibility of them being a threat is still likely. So if they are a threat, then the long-term benefit is that we don't have another 9/11. But of course, this is going to go on the fact that, if we destroy ISIS, something else is going to pop up. I mean, the earlier this week when we bombed Syria, that wasn't ISIS we were hitting. That was some other terrorist organization planning to attack the U.S. I didn't remember what the name was, but no one ever heard of that thing.
Yeah.
These terrorist cells are all over the place. I mean, you can't get rid of them. It's like the freaking Hydra. You cut off its head, few more heads pop up. You can't destroy the thing. But the thing is still a problem. So, again, I don't really know what to do. It's just, no matter what we do, we make action, we do action, and something's gonna backfire. We don't do anything, and then we're still under threat. I honestly wish I knew, but
Yeah, I can see that. I actually agree with that. Where, I mean, it's just like, what do you do? Because it's a catch-22. But I'm still sticking with my opinion. Just pull out, man. Just let it go. Can't hold it back anymore.
I was hearing an idea from Bill O'Reilly of all people, saying that we should hire mercenaries to take care of all of this.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
thought that was actually a pretty good compromise of all sides of this issue. But so far, I've heard all the anyone who he talks to about that has been saying it's pretty dumb, but I don't really see the problem with that. I mean, we've been using mercenaries in every single war we've ever fought. I mean, America exists because of French mercs. I mean, that's a fact.
Yep. Well, I guess wrapping it up. It sucks.
Yes, it does. All I can do is cross my fingers and hope things go well, which they really do. But
They're not. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no good way out of this. I mean, you've got a civil war in Syria that's just killed thousands of people and displaced millions. I mean, people are coming across the border. I think to Turkey and Lebanon. I don't remember which specific countries other than that, but you have millions of refugees, thousands of people dead, and there's just no end in sight. And then now you've got all these terrorist groups involved, and it spilled over to Iraq. It's just all messed up, man.
it is. I don't really think there's ever going to be a point when we're going to have peace in the Middle East, and this is just a fact that we have to live with.
Yeah.
Unless aliens come down and threaten all of humanity, so we have no choice but humanity on movies.
Independence Day.
That's the only way.
4th of July speech. Yes.
That's the only way.
I'm coming home. That was such a good movie.
Well, on that note, that's all the opinions we have on ISIS. Thank you for watching if you did, and we'll see you next time then.
Thanks for watching. Leave us a comment, please. We love comments. And just let us know what you think. What's your opinion? Do we suck? Are we great? Oh, am I kidding? Nobody watches our show anymore.
Which is why we're calling Nobodies, in case no one caught on to that.
I don't think anybody did, because no one watches our show. Oh, well.
Alright, until next time.
Thank you for tuning in.